Hello everybody, February the 5th, Sunday afternoon, and I'm going to answer some questions that have been brought up as a result of some answers I provided a reader of one of the printing forums. It's about the Pro 100, one of the most popular printers out there, and the migration over to using PC inks or Precisioncolors inks. Basically, I will try to condense this as much as I can. He wants to know if he can mix original OEM inks with Precisioncolor inks. In other words, is it okay to mix, say, a card that has a low warning, remove it and refill it with PC inks? Yes, it is. The only ink that you have to worry about is the yellow one. And you're going to receive a purged, modified card, and you're going to refill that with PC inks, and then you're going to use your original yellow ink card until it's empty. Once it's empty, remove it, take the chip off of it, put it on the replacement card, and pop that into your printer, and now you're printing with PC inks without the fear of the two mingling together and maybe causing that gelling effect that some of us, in fact I was the first one to experience that, have experienced in the past. You don't hear too much about that anymore, so I think everyone's doing the right thing. So he wants to know whether, say, if it was half full, can I top it off with PC inks of the same color, or do I need to go through the complete flushing process, dry out the card, and then refill it with PC ink? No, not at all. If it's your card and it's partially still containing ink, go ahead and modify it, fill it with Precisioncolors ink. As long as it's not yellow, any of the other colors are fine. No problem at all. He wants to know if he can let a card sit for a couple of months before using after he flushes it. And the answer is sure, no problem whatsoever. Once you flush it, it's free of ink, no problem. But why is he doing that? I don't know. There's really no need to do that. And then related to number 2, how long can a flush card sit empty? Does it damage the card sponge? No, not at all. Card sponge is a patented type of synthetic fiber type compound. In fact, it's a dual density sponge, unlike anything out there. And no, it will not be damaged at all. No problem. Assuming that as I convert to the PC system, that I should never have a mixed original Canon ink cards and PC cards together. No, no problem. If you have only one set of cards, you will be converting one at a time. It's okay to have the so-called hybrid set. The color matching will not be perfect. Nothing is perfect. No third-party ink set is perfect. So as you have this hybrid of inks from OEM to PC in your system, you just have to live with the maybe slightly different results until you're running purely on PC ink, and then at that point you can just go ahead and either create profiles or use the profiles that they provide you. There is no problem whatsoever. Nothing harmful will happen. And except for the yellow, you have to follow the procedure for the yellow that they prescribe. Okay, he wants to know whether he can switch back to OEM after using PC. Say he doesn't like it, can I switch back to OEM? Sure, you can do that, no problem. No problem at all. If you put in a complete set of cards from OEM after you've been running, say, on PC inks, just run a cleaning cycle. Flush out all that ink out of the printhead, you will be back to using OEM inks. It's not like a printer that has long ink lines and you have to flush ink lines and dampers. No, just one cleaning cycle and your printhead now is running on whatever ink set you have loaded. No problem. Okay, now he has a big question, and it pertains to, they offer you 8 flushed and modified cartridges, CLI 8s basically. And then you could switch or transfer your OEM chips directly to those cards, fill them up with ink, and boom, you're ready to roll. Sure, you can do that if you're never going to use a second set of cards. Why? That will render your original set that you took the chips from useless. They have no chips. So if you're going to go the 2 card set route, then as soon as you get your printer, you need to shell out $115 or more and buy a second set. Okay, and basically the rest has to do with similar type questions about the migration over to PC inks. And he thanks me about for all the help and all of that. Okay, I'm going to give you the best scenario regardless of money. All right, and you really should not even consider anything but this scenario. 2 sets of cards. One is the setup card set, and one is the second set you buy from Canon. The setup card set is happily living in your Pro 100 at this moment, and you're printing pictures. All right, one card goes low. One of these 8 goes low. You remove it, you reach for the matching new one, and you replace it. So now you have 7 cards that are different levels and a brand new full card. And now you have a replacement that you can then modify at your leisure, reset and refill with PC inks, regardless of whether it's got ink in it yet or not. It will have ink, only on the sponge. And we'll discuss that at the end. Continue printing. As you continue printing, one of the other cards will go low. Again, the same thing. Remove it, replace it with the proper matching color. Continue to do this until your yellow card reaches empty or nearly empty. Remove it, and then you have already refilled your brand new replacement card with PC inks. Take the chip out of that yellow card and attach it to the replacement card. At one point, eventually, you will have 8 cards that have been fully modified here and 8 replacement cards over here. And that's the goal. Now, once you have that complete set of modified cards running on PC inks, one of those cards goes low, remove the whole set, pop this whole set back in there and use it. Why would you want to do that? That sounds wasteful, doesn't it? Actually, no, it's not. It actually saves you ink. The reason is this. When a new card set gets put in as a whole at once, you could print for 1 to 2 months before one card goes low. At that point, normally, that first card that went low, all kinds of other cards are at different levels. Okay, you remove that card, refill it, replace it. Next thing you know, it runs a purge cycle, and another card might reach low. Remove it, refill it, replace it. It runs the second purge cycle, and another card might reach low. It's called the domino effect. You want to avoid that. Anytime you change ink, you want to start with a brand new full across the board, all 8 cards full. And that's the way to go. Now, if you're really super fast, and you can reset and refill 8 cards at a time and pop them back into the printer before it decides to move the printhead carriage over to the print side, the printing position, then do that. That's fine. That's the same thing. You're refilling every card, you're resetting every card, and so you're starting up with a completely full ink indicator condition. And you can print for a month, 2 months before one card reaches low. No domino effect. Very few cleaning purges or so-called ink purges. And so, you're good to go. The idea is to minimize these ink purges. Why? Because they go into your waste ink pads. And the longer you can maintain your waste ink pads without having them reach saturation point, the longer you can stay out of the service center. And if money means anything to you, you don't want to send your printer to the service center prematurely. All right. Now, why would you not allow a card to go beyond low? You can and you should if you're never going to refill. You want your cards to go to empty and then change it one at a time. That's what happens when you have an advantage over folks that do not refill, because folks that do not refill change one card at a time. Their printer will be basically dead in the water long before yours will, because every time they change a card, remember the domino effect, they will be running an ink purge. And so when you are refilling, you're changing one complete set at a time, one cycle instead of 8, one clean cycle every 1 or 2 months. Wow, that's not bad at all. So, and the purge cycles or clean cycles that it generates are very short. They're not like a real cleaning cycle you do when you have a clogged nozzle or something similar. So once the liquid side of the cartridge goes dry, that activates the low ink warning. All of this time, as ink was being withdrawn out of the sponge, ink was being simultaneously replaced into the sponge. I'm not going to get into the hydraulics of sponge type carts, but it is a fascinating subject, and you can look up that in the internet and enjoy an evening of long hair reading. But basically, the saturation point or the saturation condition of the sponge is constantly being maintained. As ink is withdrawn and deposited on paper, ink is being replaced simultaneously. When that replacement reservoir is dry, there's no more ink to replace what you're using from the sponge. So the sponge saturation point will begin to change. And when it does that, as ink exits, air enters those fibers. That's what you want to avoid. You do not want to do that. So then it becomes very difficult for ink to reabsorb or re-enter those fibers. So the idea of refilling when it's low seems wasteful, but actually it is not, because then all you're doing is topping off the empty chamber. There's nothing to be done there's nothing needs to be done to the sponge. The sponge is still properly saturated, and so you don't have any problems with ink starvation. You don't have any problems with ink flow or any sort of thing like that. So that's the best thing to do. Now, if you have any questions, of course, ask me on the channel, ask me on the forums. You will see me in the forums, JToolMan. But ask me in the channel. Please try to make it public so that others benefit from the discussion that we will generate. And that way everybody will benefit from that. If you have something that you want to discuss privately, I can provide you with my cell phone number. And if you don't want to talk, we'll just do it on email. TOOLJOE, ToolJoe, 1949, that's my birth year, at yahoo.com, and I will answer you. If you feel like talking, something that we need to discuss and get immediate feedback, I'll provide you with my cell phone number and we can talk at a time that's convenient to you. All right, so thanks once again. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. As always, happy printing, everybody. Bye-bye.